Gonzaga and Georgia meet in the 8-9 game in the Midwest region. Really fun game. It feels like everyone has just kind of assumed Gonzaga is going to win this game. But Dion, we did a lot of SEC videos, a lot of SEC previews and recaps throughout the season here on the channel. And Georgia is a team that's been pretty good. I think it's important to remember that Georgia is the last team that beat Florida. That doesn't mean nothing considering how many people are picking Florida, including me. Did you pick Florida in the national championship?
Did I pick Florida to win the national championship?
Yeah.
Um, no. I saw I wanted to. I scared myself out of it. I got Duke.
Okay.
I do have. Wait, actually, let me double check because I switched back and forth a few
Well,
times.
anyway, at least one of us has Florida win the national championship, and Georgia is the last team to beat them.
I got Duke, Florida.
There you go.
Florida lost to Duke in that.
I got Duke, Florida as well. Let's see.
Yeah.
Anyways, the last team to beat Florida. That does not mean nothing. This is a team that is capable of knocking off anybody, particularly Asa Newell in the front court there and some of the experience they have in the back court. But Gonzaga is one of those teams that seems kind of primed to break out. The metrics love them. They've only lost one game in the last month or so. What's the biggest key for you in this one, Dion?
I have to be honest. I think Georgia's just a lot better than than Gonzaga.
You do.
Yeah, I do. I think Gonzaga's metrics are really high because of who they played. Um, I think Graham Ike is phenomenal. Give me Asa Newell. Um, yeah, I like Georgia in this one. I'm also very heavy on the SEC just in general in my bracket, if I'm being honest with you.
See, I'm flipped.
Really?
Georgia's one of these teams that I think is in the tournament because they handle business in non-conference against a schedule that wasn't great, to be quite honest with you. But they have a win over St. John's on their resume. They have a win over Kentucky on their resume. They have a win over Florida on their resume, but not much else. No other real quality wins for this group. It feels like they've, you know, peaked in one game sample sizes. Kentucky and Florida games being at home. This game is not at home. Georgia has struggled when they have gone away from Athens this season. Though the St. John's win was in the Bahamas, which was certainly a good win for Georgia. Gonzaga, to me, I think I don't think they're as good as the metrics say that they are, but I also think they're a pretty good group. They have not gotten blown out this season yet. Like they've lost 8 games.
Mhm.
Three of them were in overtime. The UConn loss was 2 possessions. UCLA was 1 possession. Santa Clara was 4 points. St. Mary's first time was 4 points. And St. Mary's second time was 7 points. Like they've just been unable to close some of these games. That's a concern of mine with them is the lack of wing scoring. But Georgia's not a team that like scares me with their offensive firepower.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like the backcourt for Georgia is fine. Silas DeMurray is really good. But other than that, like I'm not if I'm Gonzaga, I'm not trembling at Blue Cane.
Well, who are you trembling at from Gonzaga if you're Georgia? Graham Ike and who?
Ryan Nembhard,
Ah, Aaron's brother?
Andrew's brother.
There's no Aaron Nemhart?
You're thinking of Aaron Neesmith, I
That's
believe.
right.
You would think play
Yeah, they play
him and
together.
Nembhard played together with
They're
the
on the
Pacers.
Pacers together right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Uh, Aaron's
Um,
brother nonetheless. I mean, listen, I'll tell you what, if there's one Nemhart I'm not going to run away from, it's Ryan. I know that much.
Ryan is like Andrew in the fact that he's not a scorer. He's a really good point guard, but he's not like go get me a bucket kind of guy, which is why Caleb Battle has been so important and Nolan Hickman has been so important to Gonzaga's success. But I think he's the best perimeter player in this game by far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, I guess I don't disagree with that. Rough game, man. I rough game.
We will see. Ken Palm's got Gonzaga winning this game 78-72. Sounds like you have Georgia winning instead.
Yeah, I do. I like Georgia in this one. I like it close. I think 60, like 67, 62. I think it's very low scoring.
Okay. I'm going to take Gonzaga, and I think Gonzaga wins by about 15. Like I don't think this close. I think Georgia is essentially a team that is here because of 3 games. Gonzaga's offense is much better than Georgia's defense, and Georgia's offense has been very bad. They turn the ball over a ton. They don't shoot it well from three. When you're not getting a superstar performance from Newell or DeMurray, it's a struggle for them to score points. And quite frankly, let's just take everything else out of it. You trust in Mark Few or you trust in Mike White?
Neither.
Do not trust in Mark Few?
Maybe if we were at a bar together. Definitely not if he's driving after, though.
Dion,
No,
not a fan of
honestly, man, Mark
Gonzaga.
Few's a special coach. He's a special coach.
Not a fan of Gonzaga. I think this game, yeah, I would be great if it had some sneaky kind of fun potential to it. I'm glad you see it. I don't. But that's why I play the games. We'll see what happens. Wouldn't be the first time Georgia's beaten a really good team.